The event was really a culmination of an effort to get Shell's attention about what was going on in the wetlands, which we're trying to figure out how to compete with all the great PR money that Shell has to tell their side of the story and show themselves as a great community neighbor. We are trying to pierce through that.
Ordinarily, I sleep very sound at night, but for some reason, the night before that day, I kept waking up in the middle of the night, like I was having a premonition that something was just, gonna happen.
We got really lucky. A, we had a bunch of great activists, but then B, we had a contact who knew a major international celebrity.
I've been with a lot of people. I mean, that is as a bodyguard. Stars from all over the world. And this was a tough one. It was hot. And I tell you, when I got out of the car, I really needed to check the rooftops. I knew the tensions were going to get hot. Mr. Bill was there, and Mr. Bill is my man.
The idea was that we could give Shell something to very concretely capture their impact on the coast. And so we came up with a bill. It's very clear with the permits that the state keeps records on, how many miles of pipelines the oil companies have dredged. So what we were able to do is take that mileage and then plug it into an equation that was done by researchers out of LSU, and then you come up with an actual impact on wetlands loss. And then what you can do from there is look at how much it costs to recreate and restore an acre of coastal estuarine and marsh.
The first phone call I got was from my secretary.
Okay, hold on a second.
She was told that there was a big group of people downstairs demanding to talk to an executive from our company. But then she said there were police involved. My knee-jerk reaction was, in this day and age, when you're in a big building like this, who knows?
When Mr. Bill went inside the premises, there was no permit. All bets were off. I couldn't control the situation. I would do my best to help keep it manageable, but the only thing that mattered to me was Mr. Bill.
We've developed a lot of momentum on the walk over to One Shell Square. I think there are a lot of people like, hey, look, we got somebody who they need to hear from. We're going to go all the way into this building. We're going to, not just stay at the stairs. We're going to go inside One Shell Square and make sure we get somebody, to come down and get this bill.
Then I get a phone call from security saying that the people in the foyer down there are demanding to speak with somebody from our company. And they wanted to know if we were going to come down and speak with them or not. What I was told is that they were carrying a lot of signs, they were protesting. They had Mr. Bill from Saturday Night Live with an escort of some beautiful women. So it was kind of surreal, an experience, that seemed to be unfolding downstairs.
I didn't know who the rest of these people were. Really the important thing for me was to keep anybody's hands off Mr. Bill, especially in this tense situation, especially when we were in the middle of the opposition's in their bunkers. We were ground zero, and I had to keep it tight.
We had this big group of people inside this breezeway area. It was creating quite a ruckus. Clearly the security guards didn't exactly know what to do with us, and that's when I actually got a phone call.
My job as Director of Media Relations has always been to manage sort of our messaging and any issue that where our company is criticized for our activities, and it's been no secret around here. We understand that as a big player in the oil and gas industry in Louisiana, that we have contributed significantly to the destruction of Louisiana's wetlands. We spend $1 million a year, a couple $1 million a year, to do events and send out notices to people that wetlands are being destroyed and that we need to rebuild them, but we're not really spending the money that is necessary to rebuild these wetlands. Quite frankly, we have the ability to do a lot more. The industry has an ability and a responsibility to do a lot more, and that's why we're stepping up. And that's why that day, I didn't make the decision, but I got a phone call from our chief financial officer who instructed me to go down there and accept the bill, make a statement that we're accepting responsibility.
Mr. Bill he has a bill for you, so I'd like you to accept that at this time.
Sure. On behalf of Shell Oil Company, I'd like to thank all of you guys for being here. I think you all are absolutely right that we are culpable, and we should pay our fair share for wetlands restoration for the great people in the great communities of South Louisiana. So on behalf of myself and the entire oil and gas industry,
what it comes down to is what Shell did that day was made a very significant announcement. It was a break from what any oil company had done before, and we were shocked and amazed, honestly. I really did think when they came down they were going to maybe take the bill and then just, say talk to our lawyers. But the idea they were going to come down and take the bill and say yes, indeed. I think, the crowd was amazed. No one saw this coming, and. Is it genuine? I think it's genuine. Is it something they're going to continue and commit to and follow through on? I don't know. We'll see. And we're going to be watching. We're a watchdog group. We're an organization who cares about the coast and wants to make sure that the right thing's done for the coast. And I think that Shell has made a huge step forward, one that we hope the rest of the oil companies will follow. But we're gonna make sure that journey gets completed.
Look, let me just tell you. If you look out over here, this office is great. I've been up here for a long time. But I've noticed, when you're looking out here, you got Lake Pontchartrain over here, but out there, that's the Gulf of Mexico. It used to be Lake Bourne, but we've lost so much of our precious natural storm defense. If we don't do something now, we're going to have a water line at the base of One Shell Square. Do we really want to wait for that to happen? If our company can step up and make a difference, then that's what we're going to do.
As you can probably tell, it's still a little tense, still with me. If anybody could pull something like that off, it's Bill. I mean, just Bill's presence, just him having the fortitude to walk through those Shell doors kind of gets to me. It's that kind of strength and courage, and that's why, I'm there for Bill. I'll do whatever it takes.